34 behind the tool belt with TC Backer, Mark Jones. It couldn't get any easier.
Yeah.
John H. Myers and
Yes.
Sons.
Yes.
So that's all good, easy stuff. You guys make it look easy. That's for sure. So that's the nice. Real quick, and it's Ty's birthday, so we'll sing happy birthday everywhere at one time, but we're going to do that at the end. And if you could share, because here it is at the end of the day. There's people feel all kind of ways about what's going on, but one thing that matters is property. Protecting properties matter. That's what quality products, and we're going to get into that, whether it's doors, windows, siding, anything like that, gutters, the whole 9 yards. We're going to get into all that today. So when you put your town down, that's nice. We came up from Delaware and saw a truck in Delaware, so that was cool. Took a picture of that, like
TC
you know we
Backer
do.
truck in Delaware. Yeah,
you saw that. I did even a quick video, but I'm quick at that.
Yeah, we saw one in Glen Burnie the other day. I was in down there. I saw your trucks. So awesome.
So that's cool, right? Your local hometown contractor. And this is built by the people. That's the coolest part, is all of this is because of, like, if you take social and media and you engage in this and you put some good positive stuff, hardworking people in your hometown that are willing to go on live so that they can be their own media and that you can get to know them. At the end of the day, that's what it is. People, you've hired people from here.
Mm-hmm.
People have gotten jobs because they're on their phone. It's nothing really funny. It's like you're on your phone and now you can shop for a hometown contractor. And that, like they say, get 3 estimates. So when you share it, one of your friends might, my store might have come up, and they might have a leaky roof or their gutters or fall's coming, and they want to get gutter guards. So watching one of these shows, they'll say, I didn't know they do gutter guards. I didn't know they'll do one roof. I didn't know they'd put shingles on my shed. All these things matter when you share it. So is it okay?
It said interrupted, but
well, it might
I don't
be.
see anything up there. I don't see a call or anything.
Yeah, it's good on mine.
Okay. So, but somebody might be looking for an opportunity. You know how many times people go from company to company? Most people don't end up with the company they're working at now where they retire. Some do, most don't. Now, TC Backer's a culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's said it's a habit. That's where people want to end up. And if it's not for you, that's okay. But if you're looking to be a salesperson, if you're looking to be an estimator, if you're looking, you're good at roofing, siding, windows, gutters, all that stuff, contact them. Maybe you're not being recognized. The number one reason, if you like fair pay for a day's labor, and it's a career, and you want to be recognized, TC Backer might be the place. It might not be, too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth checking out 321 Gutter Done. Watch a couple episodes.
Right.
I mean, I would definitely watch a couple episodes and get to know the team.
If any information that you could be looking for, if you watch our episodes, you're going to find the information.
Yeah.
I mean, we preach the same stuff every week. When it comes to working here, excuse me, the culture that we have, the type of people that we're looking for, type of environment that we work in, that stuff doesn't change, and we preach that every week.
What about that go-getter that's out there that just, maybe just got out of high school, doesn't even really know what the heck they want to do, but then they see what you guys are preaching on your videos here, and they just want to be a part of it. So they're more than welcome too, right? They don't necessarily
absolutely
need to know, but there's training, for those types of people,
Yeah.
and obviously a place to grow.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause that's what I've seen with my portion with you guys is I remember, the Square of Dover in the little the little house there,
Like the hut. It's an old barbershop.
Yeah, and then you move back to Canal and you start out down in the old warehouse down there, and now here you are, 8-10 years later that I've known you probably at least in those locations, and you're in this nice new office with with a break room and functioning plumbing and all that good stuff.
Man.
All that good
Hot
stuff.
water.
Hot water,
right. So there's perks there,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then you got a guy like me that can bring lunch by every now and then and
Yeah,
just, make
Donuts
things
in
a little bit better. So
Yeah, for sure.
And I like how you said the guy that likes that might like what he sees that we're doing, the culture that we have, and why I'm saying that is because there's a gentleman who actually owns his own business who's going to come work for us, doing some other things, not necessarily the physical aspect of things, but some more of the behind stuff. And one of the first things he said to me was I love what you guys are doing and I want to be a part of that. And he's been in business for himself and has been in a different line of work and is willing to take that plunge because he just loves and enjoys being around us, like the things that we do in the community, the culture that we have at
Yeah.
the shop, and the changes that we're trying to make in people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, he just wants to be a part of that.
Right.
And I took that as a compliment. At first, I was kind of like, whoa, are you sure you want to do this?
Right.
And so there was a couple weeks in between where we were talking about it. He was like, dude, I'm dead set. Let's do this, man. I want to be a part of your
Nice.
team.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
dude, if you think about it, that's 50% of the battle right there.
Yeah.
Getting your employees to buy into what you're trying to sell. That's 50% of the battle. I mean, you can show up to work every day and work hard, but if you don't believe in what your employer is trying to achieve, you know, what are you working for?
Right.
What are you
And
working
you know what?
towards?
I just listened to a tape. I got to say this. Your employer, if you're at the right culture, they buy into you first. Understand that.
Right.
Like, so understand that, you know, it takes two, and if you're in a culture like this, they buy into you first. Like, this culture embraces you.
Right.
Listen, when I met them, like, we're going to a home show, we're doing a fundraiser, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
they're checking you out, and that's what it should be when you're
Yeah.
a culture. It's
Right.
It's been a lifelong build
Yeah.
Right.
to get to this culture that
Yeah,
you
it
guys have.
didn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of trials and errors and mistakes made, a lot of achievements. You know, but I probably have learned more from my failures and rejections than I have from my achievements.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it be the way that I acted one day or the way that I treated somebody or a job didn't go so well, those are the times that have been the learning experiences. Not because, you know, we achieved a goal or, you know, those weren't my learning experiences throughout the course of this whole journey that
Right.
we've been on. You know what I mean? And now where I'm at and my age and everything, you know, it's like today I was thinking this morning by 6:30 I had already had probably 40 people reach out to me and wish me happy birthday.
Awesome.
And I started to get choked up a little bit. I
Nice.
was like, I was overwhelmed, but it wasn't like a negative overwhelming. It was a positive overwhelming, and it's almost like you know, every day we should act like it's somebody's birthday. Like
Yeah.
that's the love that we should show a person. Just because today was my birthday doesn't mean, and it made me feel bad that I don't wish more people happy birthday
Right.
because of how it made me feel. Dude, it made me like the love that I expressed. I bet I have over 300 people
That's awesome.
just
You
over
deserve it.
Facebook. We're not talking about the phone calls and the text messages and the emails that I received today. Was like I was thinking at one point in time today that next year I need to make sure I'm more prepared. Like, I need to arrange my schedule a little better for my birthday next year, because I felt like I need to respond to every single one of these people. Not just with a thumbs up or heart. I said thank you. And if I had missed anybody, believe me, before the night's out, before midnight, I will say thank you to everyone, because they took the time out of their day.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff was elaborate that they sent me.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like an hour's worth of whatever, but they're
Yeah.
sending me the colored backgrounds with the ice creams and the pizzas and the cakes and, you know, happy birthday, I hope your day was great and all
You're
this
like,
stuff.
how do I do that shit?
Yeah, well, that takes a minute out of their day. Like, so all of these people took a minute out of their day today to wish me happy
Right.
birthday. At least I could do, out of respect, is acknowledge every single individual
Amen.
that said happy birthday today to me. And it's like, we should be treating everybody every day like it's their birthday.
You know, and you guys do a great job at saying hi to people and shout outs.
Right.
You know, that's a hard thing to do when people do videos, but it's the nicest thing to do, appreciating people and thanking them for being here. So, thank you everyone that shared this out tonight. Listen, if it wasn't for you, this is just a phone in front of whatever set we're doing.
Right.
Right? So you sharing this, you engaging, you asking questions is really what it's all about. So we really do appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a long time now, from
Yeah,
home
man.
shows. You know, times change. But if things have changed for you and you don't like the change, contact TC Becker. There might be a fit, there might not be. But just make the phone call. Like,
Right.
you know, the biggest thing is your rejection and whatever you find is only rejection the thing you're trying. It's never you. Like, just apply. They'd rather hear from you. They really would. They'd
Yeah.
appreciate
100%.
you. You know, and
Yeah.
if you need one gutter, if you need one door, one window, we got one door. They didn't beat us up to get them all.
No.
And those
Right.
gutters are awesome, but I missed any rain that was here because we
You
went
didn't
to
get to
pee.
see it?
So I can't wait, right? Like, I don't want the rain because it's a pool, but I
Yeah.
can't wait to see them.
Yeah.
They look so nice. We can't wait to see the water.
Yeah, me too.
Shout out some people that are in right now.
Yeah,
Ruby,
thanks.
what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in every week. Corey, Christy's in here. Victor, how you doing, buddy? Big Rick, Michael Hall, Ronnie Orwig, Jonah Watt.
Bobby
What else we
Witz,
got?
Chris Mendez, Ryan Landis,
Chris,
Chad
Ryan
Garner.
House.
Good to see you, brother. Thank you for watching tonight.
Jacqueline. She's a
Yeah,
top fan. I don't know
Jacqueline.
how you don't have your top fan badge yet, Jacqueline. You in
Yeah.
here religiously every week.
Jocelyn, good to see you. I was busting her balls earlier because she didn't watch last week. Not till late, anyhow.
She's out
Andy.
mowing her lawn right now.
Is she? Is that what she's doing?
That's what she
Mowing,
said.
we need to get Horizon over there, man.
Yeah, you need to get Horizon up in there. Andy
She said
Yetter.
she's doing
Shout
it
out
for
to
Horizon.
Big. Good to see you, brother. Chris Baker's watching us. Oh, hey, Chris. How you doing? Who else? All kinds of people
David,
in
good
there,
to
man.
see you. Allied
About
Maintenance.
49
if you,
people were
if you have a
watching us.
company, drop your company in the comment section.
Corey Burns. Good to see you, brother.
Jacqueline, how's that shirt fit? And did you get the one for Little Geo too? How do you guys like those shirts?
They're awesome. They're real.
They are comfy, man.
Right
they
on.
are comfy.
Nice and soft.
I don't think I've worn a polo since I got these shirts, man.
Right?
They're so comfortable.
They are nice.
No, they breathe
Shout out
good.
to Chris Markey, to the T.
Yeah, I need some TC Backer swag.
Yeah.
Get it on that swag bag.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Corey
John
Burns,
H.
he
Myers
said,
in the house tonight.
Yeah.
what did he
We
say?
had some good stuff
Corey Burns
tonight.
said, make a mistake once, move on, make the mistake twice, shame on you. That's right. You know what I
Amen.
mean? We learn from our mistakes.
Well, you guys are going. Some of the parallels that Myers had with that I think with TC Backer is just the growth we've had over the years, and it's been almost unison that we started a roofing division for Myers. I've been there 9 years. Before that, Myers wasn't really known for roofing, and I came on board from a competitor. They were in some change. Myers was in some change. Came on board, and here we are 9 years later. We got 6-7 boom trucks. We have just as much competitive ability as anybody out there. And really, when we look at doing business with guys, we look at them as business partners. I mean, TC Backer is a business partner of Myers. We've grown as they grow. We support them. We help them. And one of the things that, and you can agree with this, that Myers and Backer are doing a lot here lately is the technology.
Yeah.
Is the marketing. Is, financing and getting tools that not just the materials we have on the ground, anybody can sell, shingles and siding and windows and doors, but how do we help that business grow? And I think that's been the best thing for us as our relationship is we've grown together because we've taken on these new approaches to business versus just the status quo, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You guys can obviously agree with
Yeah,
that. So
absolutely.
100%,
And
man.
you guys have always been able to at least help me think outside the box. Like when you said, about technology and marketing and stuff like that, and I've been willing enough to keep an open mind,
Absolutely.
to listen to
100%.
what you're telling me because I'm hard-headed and I'm a knucklehead, but I've taken your advice and some of your coworkers' advice and have the financing thing. You guys helped us get the financing through Mosaic. There's another company that you guys are going to help us out with that have better rates and easier credit scores to get approved and lower dealer cost and lower approval. You know what I mean? The company that we're using now is at $2,500 minimum. The new company that they're going to turn us on to is $1,500 minimum.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
And that all comes back to the homeowner then.
Right.
The consumer has more options and you guys can facilitate that versus them having to go back to their bank. And something that, I know we're talking a little bit about finance, but something to keep in mind is usually when you get a loan from a bank, it's secured. Or a lot of these loans that we're looking at, they're unsecured loans, so they're not necessarily tied to your house. So, God forbid something does, fall on hard times, or COVID-19 happens, and we all financially struggle a little bit.
Right.
You don't have to risk your home as part of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can work through it with the creditor and not necessarily risk your home as
Right.
part of that deal.
Right.
So this is something to keep in mind when people look at financing with TC Backer is they are unsecured loans, so
Right.
you don't have
Yeah.
to sweat that.
And there's a lot of different options. We have a
Lot of
6-month, 12-month, and 18-month, same as cash, no payments, no interest for 18 months. And then what was he saying? There was like a 36 what was John saying to us? There was something even more ridiculous.
You can go out to 15 years. I know is the new company that we're going to be.
Okay, maybe that's what he was talking
Yeah,
about. Maybe
I mean,
it wasn't the same as
15 years
to
the
finance your roof.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
$5,000-$6,000 roof for 15.
Nice.
What is that? $25 a
Makes
month.
it affordable.
maybe?
Makes it very affordable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and with all those options, I mean, it's, you know, why not use somebody else's money? You know, it's no money out of your pocket. No down payments. I had a client ask me the other day, do we need to come up with a down payment? I was like, not unless you want to try to lower your payment each month. But we ended up, she didn't make a down payment or anything like that. We got her right in, and we're talking, she had 2 rubber roofs, a really steep house, and she came in at like $154 a month for 5 years.
And that's a great
Nice.
segue into what you guys have been talking about. So let's talk about gutters and then how that all works. So let's say you guys come out on a call initially for a roof, okay?
Mhm.
You come there, you pitch them on replacing the roof, and then they also sign up for financing. Well, they may qualify for on the financing end for an amount that allows them, okay, well, while we're here, because my research tells me that gutters are 20 to 30 year lifespan. Well, typically shingles are 20 to 30 year
Yeah, so
lifespan.
if you need a
So
new
while
roof,
you're
you buy
out
new
there, if you
gutters.
need a new roof, you probably need new gutters.
Right.
Right.
And while you're looking at it, if you got trees around or you got some things going on, or maybe you're getting a little older and you don't feel like climbing on the roof anymore, it's not safe.
Yeah.
You want to put those gutter guards on while you're there.
Yep.
Those things change your payment monthly minimal.
Yeah.
And why not get all the bells and whistles while you're there? Why not upgrade to lifetime pipe boots? Why not, if you have a skylight, get your skylight replaced? Because you're only going to do it one time.
Exactly.
So there's no sense in, nickel and diming your way through it when you can, just like you wouldn't do that with your kitchen. You wouldn't replace your kitchen and not do the faucet. Oh no, I'm just going to let the
Or the
faucet.
appliances.
Yeah, or the appliances.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think when people look at exteriors, that's something they should just keep in mind is don't skimp on your exterior, especially not your roof.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's a maintenance issue waiting to happen.
Mhm.
That protects all those beautiful things that you have inside your
Absolutely.
house.
100%.
So when it comes to, that's where the financing really makes sense. You can pay it off whenever you want. You don't get a penalty for paying it off early. So what your situation is in 2020 when we're all scraping by here through this COVID thing, figuring out what's going on, you may get your financing this year. In 2021, things may change, and you can just pay it right off.
Yep.
So
That's
you
what
know,
I like
and I
about
think
it.
that's the flexibility that allows you to do. But
Yeah.
that gives you something to
Exactly.
something to
And the
think about.
interest rates aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you do
No.
a 5-year, I think it's like 7.99%. I mean, that's really not that.
It's not bad at all, man.
It- that bad.
If you
It's
do
not
your
bad at all.
research, you'll find that it's very in line with unsecured loans.
Yeah.
If you start talking about secured loans and home equity loans, you'll probably save a little bit more on the back end with that. But again, then it's tied to your home.
Yes.
God forbid somebody gets sick in the family, something happens, and next thing you know, you're worried about, oh crap, are they coming from my house because my loan payments are late or something.
Exactly.
And we don't like to think that way, but I think 2020 gave us an eye opener
Yeah.
with everything that's going on to, maybe give it that little extra thought about how we secure ourselves with that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, that's a good point.
I want to touch on, before we get too far out of where we started here, as far as the technology goes with Myers, I just want to kind of give you guys a shout out. I don't know if you remember, but it wasn't that long ago that we had that meeting in your old office.
Mm-hmm.
You and Dave King came down. We all kind of sat together and figured
Dave
out how
King.
we were going to change how we were going to get our supplies out there to our jobs.
Right.
And we came up with this technology
Right.
to on how we're going to put our orders in and communicate via calendar.
Exactly.
And you guys have just molded to everything that we had in our crazy
Yeah.
calendar sometimes, man.
Right.
Moving jobs 10 times in 2 days, and
Yep.
you guys have you acclimated and done what you had to do to make sure that we got our materials
Yes.
where they need to be. So
Right.
I
Well,
salute you guys for that.
Yeah, we
you
appreciate-
guys have your stuff together.
We
Yeah.
appreciate that. And just like you guys, we're all sitting here, but there's the people behind the scenes, the inside sales reps, the store managers, the drivers, the warehouse guys. We've all, going back to our history, that's where I met you. I was a warehouse,
Yep.
I say grunt, and with no disrespect.
Right.
That's what I was doing. I learned the business from that side, and Todd was hanging siding at that point.
Yep.
And that's where we met,
Yep.
and who would have known now that's probably 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Now 20 years later, here
Yeah.
we are. I'm in sales.
Yeah.
Ty's running a successful business.
Yes.
And here we are again. And
Yeah.
we're working together. So
Exactly.
it's been pretty cool.
It's actually a really cool story if you think about it, because we didn't set out. That wasn't our goal 20 years ago. But
No.
our careers have
I was going to
ran-
play softball.
Right, me too. At that time, I wanted to sling siding and play softball,
Play softball.
and amongst some other things. But that's for a different show. That's for probably YouTube. But but our careers have ran parallel. It's funny because like as you were growing over here, I was growing over there, and then 10 years later we met back up, and now.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of growing
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, what do we always preach on here, man? It's so important to treat your
Yes.
business associates well.
Yeah.
Have good relationships with your clients and the people that you do business with. Maintain those relationships.
'Cause you never
Don't
know,
burn
right?
bridges, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never
Like, who
know.
knows where we would be right now if you guys never maintained a good business relationship?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just crazy how it works,
It
and
is.
you never know when that circle is going to come full way around.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
especially in this business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There could be a sales guy that worked for somebody, and that somebody, let's say we didn't get along so well, but that sales guy maintained a good relationship and went to go work for someone else. So then, and I'm using it as an example, but this is actually, it's a true story. That salesperson went somewhere else, so I went there with them.
Right.
Because just because there was other people involved where that relationship got tarnished, but the salesperson was smart enough to not influence make that relationship even more strained.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you never know. But it
Yeah.
was years later
Yeah.
when I reconnected with this salesperson.
That's awesome. That's
You know what I
how it
mean?
should be, yeah.
Yes, because he didn't burn his bridge with us, and vice versa.
Right.
I didn't burn my bridge with him.
Right.
Basically, is the moral story. You know what I mean? Because you
Relationship
never
with
know.
People matter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Ray Rosilli is a good example of something. Ray worked at Mid-South. He went to go work somewhere else, and then he came back on the scene, and right away, you know what I mean? We clicked up because I liked Ray.
You don't have to catch up on certain things, man.
No.
The nice thing is when you keep a relationship for a long time,
Right.
there's certain things you don't have to I don't want to say waste time, but you don't have to catch up on. You know that about certain people.
Right, Ray knew me from a long time ago. He knew my family and stuff like that. It was, you know what I mean?
That
So
loyalty.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
that loyalty there. And Mark, I mean, our story, that could be a whole nother
And at the
episode.
end of the day, in business, we're talking about the bottom line,
Yeah,
right? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about supplies, we're talking about labor,
Yes.
we're talking about people being.
Yes.
So at the end of all these things that people are talking about, it's at the end of the day running a good business because people are being honest in the way they run their business.
Right.
Right?
And,
So that's what it's
I
all
look
about.
at that amongst even competition. I mean,
Yeah.
I have friends that work for the competition I still talk to and keep
We
relationships
just
with.
talked about
Right.
that.
You know, I mean, even
Yes.
even here, like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we
But
all,
it's people.
you want to have these relationships, and you want to be fair to the homeowners, but you also want to be fair to your competitors out there because it
Right.
does nobody any good to water down the market because
Amen.
then what are we doing this for?
Because it's
Exactly.
a profession,
yeah,
Right.
and you want to put
Right.
that above yourself.
right.
Yeah, there's enough food on the table for everyone, man.
And
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The
There's
trades, you know.
no
Exactly.
need to do dirty
The
business and that
trades
kind of
need
stuff.
people in it. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, to segue into what you guys always talk about, recruiting and all the Builders Association that, York Builders Association, shout out to them and what they do for, the trades and York, the YTI, or what is it called over there that they have?
Yeah, YTI.
Yeah.
The trades are important. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think this younger generation has something to look at. I mean, college isn't always the it's been beaten in. I have a nephew that just started at York College, just moved him in his dorm back today, and but college isn't for everybody. It wasn't for me.
Right.
I don't think it was any for any of you,
No,
right?
We had that conversation
Yeah.
today.
But-
I
you
have
know
a degree,
what?
but it took me till I was 30 to actually go and do
Yeah.
it. If I'd have done it right out of high school, man, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, we
Right.
mature, right?
Right.
So my education came from the business, from the industry.
Yeah.
So thank God I was willing to learn and pay attention long enough to actually
Yeah.
do a little something. And then I found a passion for sales. I was like, man, I could do that,
Yeah.
and I got real
Right.
happy and excited about it.
Yeah.
But I had to, we talk about that 10 years in the warehouse. 2 or 3 years in inside sales and the things, learning the business.
But you're
from.
a great example,
Yeah.
right? Energy.
Yeah.
He's great. He likes to talk to people.
Yeah.
He's engaged because
Right.
he said he played softball, so he's engaged in the community. You have to have some type of
Yeah.
involvement somewhere.
Right.
You have
And-
to be beyond yourself.
And think
your-
about what he said there when he started talking about that. He said, I liked it. I get excited about it.
That's
You
who
know?
they're always
That's
looking
that's
for.
what you need to find. You need to find whatever it is in this world,
Yeah.
whatever gets you like that gets you excited and gets you
Yeah.
happy and has that self motivation, that drive. That's what you got to do.
That's,
you know what
that's
I mean?
the best
you find
advice
that
you can
and
give
hit
to a
it,
young
man.
person these
But
days.
look where the
100%.
opportunity
Find that.
came through the warehouse, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to come right there.
Yeah.
You can't start
That
and
instant
finish.
gratification, and we all want it, but you got to be, sometimes you got to be willing to grind, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ty
That's
didn't
for
get in this seat where he is today just because somebody handed it to him. I
Right.
mean, it's
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, and it
It's
never
answering
stops
phone,
either,
Yeah,
man.
it's answering phone calls at nighttime when you really don't want to.
Right.
On your birthday. You
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think that we have a pretty successful business, man, and this guy works more than any of us.
Oh,
So I mean
know,
that
trust me,
the grind never stops.
No.
You can never sit there and get complacent and say, I made it. I can take my foot off the pedal now.
Yeah, no.
Because that's
And how
when-
many successful people do you know that actually have? I mean, some of the guys I learned early in life from, they weren't 9 to 5ers. I mean, they were there every day that the door opened in the business.
Yeah.
Shout out to Don Smith, the old Snow Palace guy. He taught me a lot when I was, 14 years old.
It's usually opposite, man.
Yeah,
It's usually
yeah,
5 to
yeah.
9ers.
Yeah,
That's usually what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
yeah, and the phone still different. And nowadays with technology, we're so attached to people through our phones and such, that we're always accessible.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
on vacation.
Yeah, man.
You know,
And
what's
that's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that I can be contacted anywhere in the world that I might travel to, and I like that because I don't have to stop grinding. And Shane, he's a perfect example of it. I mean, Shane's been on a staycation since last Wednesday or Thursday, and decided to go to the beach for a couple days, but he was still grinding. It was as if you never left.
You got to stay ready.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, and you
Yeah.
have to. And when we
I'd
go
be
out
more
of town,
stressed if I did that.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Just
I couldn't
blended
come
it.
back to it. Yes, I couldn't
have to.
just shut my phone off.
No.
No way.
Because that pile would stress me out.
Yeah, man, me too.
So I'm learning to, everyone has, some people have to learn to work harder. I just have to learn how to blend it into events. And we did, hopefully my wife will say so because,
Yeah.
we had a great time. But,
Right.
you do that. And I look to people like you in our circle and be like, hey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
how
And
do
one
we-
thing I noticed with you, Ty, and this goes back to what we kind of talked about with the culture and that thing. I've noticed a switch over the last couple of years, and I think that you've been able to decompress a little bit, and I think it's because of the people that you brought in. I would say
Amen.
it's definitely
Yeah.
because of the people
For
you
sure.
brought in around you.
Yeah.
A guy
Yes.
like Chris, and Bob,
He's got big
Yeah.
and,
goals,
and,
all of them.
and
Yes.
then the steady Eddies like Kim. It's been there
Yes.
for a long time.
Yes.
You
For
know,
sure.
that to me is giving you the ability to, like when COVID hit, you and I, like everybody else kind of stopped, and you
Yeah.
just were like, boom, let's go. And
Yeah.
I was right there with you. The
I
other guys were right
remember,
there
yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
And
It
we
was
come
one
out
time
on the
you
other.
double
Yeah, we
clutched.
come out. There
That
may have
was
been a
it.
day or two where you were like,
Yeah,
oh
double
crap, what's going to
clutch.
happen?
Right.
But you
Oh,
you
God.
still took
Yeah.
that where other people kind of
Right.
did pause. I got vendors that I deal with that are still working from home. It's like, I respect it, but that's just not us.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got to be out there. We got to be
Yeah.
with the people.
Yeah.
Whether you're wearing a mask, you're doing the things that you need to do to feel
Yeah.
comfortable with yourself
And
and,
it's
your
his
customers.
commitment to those
Yeah.
same people
Yeah.
because he says, I have all these people that depend on me. We'd have
Yeah.
this conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's like, listen, it's not about me. I have all these people that depend on me, so
Yeah.
I can't just
Gotta keep
I mean,
moving
I
to you.
could, but I couldn't
Right.
morally do that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
I kind of want to get into that a little bit more. How did you look at us, Mark, as to like what you were going to do? Did you look at TC Backer and kind of look at us as advice on what you were going to do? I know we probably looked at people like you guys. We looked at the Eric Brewers. You know what I mean? There was
Yeah.
a couple key people in this area that we looked at and we were like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we had some contractors that packed up shop for almost 2 months. That they just they took it and looked at it as they got to do. That's what they got to do, you know. And I was looking for those people that were looking to trudge on, because I was thinking, like, why not? You know, if this place can be, I know Walmart's like to get picked on a lot, but you know, if somebody can go to the grocery store and do this, and this, why can't my contractors? You know, we were holding town hall meetings with senators, GAF Brad, thanks for that, by the way.
Yep.
We were talking to our politicians. You know, I was sending emails. Like, I wanted my guys to get back to work. I was helping guys get their license. I forget what they call it. Exemptions and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, hey, what can I do to help our guys at that point?
Yeah.
And when I had somebody engaged that was like, no, man, I need to do this. Like you guys, like, that's all I was like, how can I help?
Yeah.
Like, how can we
For
at
sure.
John H. Myers be a help to you guys?
There wasn't
because
a day.
if we helped you, you helped us.
Yeah.
I mean, we all feed off of each other.
There wasn't a day
Yeah.
that went by that we didn't talk. And,
Yeah.
and Brad with GAF, at least every other day, or at least 3 times a week. I don't remember. It seemed like every day, but every day back then was like a kind of a blur to me. But
Yeah, they seem
know,
like forever.
yeah, there was, you know, there was support there, and I was so grateful when I talked to Dave King one morning, and he said we're not going to close. I was so grateful when he was like, "Nah, man, we're staying open." That was a green light. That just gave me goosebumps. Thinking about that, because there was little moments there that I needed to hear or see or witness or experience that helped motivate me. You know, and then, you know, to watch CR Property Group, I knew we had that in Pennsylvania. The Rob Neidlingers, the Jeff Inches, and those guys right there. You know, and what I really did was I in my head, what do you say, re-engineered it?
Yep.
Okay, so what I did was I kind of re-engineered things back to when, you know, 10, 15 years ago, when, you know, when I first started to do Eric's work. I thought, worst case scenario, there's a group of us, we get a skeleton crew running, I put my tool pouch back on, and I start slamming windows in. And I'll be able to make sure everyone gets a paycheck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I knew there were certain people, and they had obligations, whether it be Section 8, you know, and then I got the exemption where we didn't need the waiver, which kind of helped them too also stay open, so
Yeah.
we could do
Right.
exterior stuff. So it was kind of like we were all feeding off each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
there was a big hiccup with windows, and then I saw different states, different vendors, different manufacturers. Like, we're on our 5th one right now to just try to get windows turned. But it was that constant grind. Like, failure wasn't an option, and I didn't look at them as roadblocks. I looked at it as speed bumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where I was actually getting momentum after I came off that speed bump. It just made me get even more hungrier
The Bulldogs
to
go with
make
you.
sure,
Yeah.
because, you know, Chris was there, and Brandon was there, and Colin was there, and Bob was there, and Chuck was annoying the shit out of me to like, are we working or are we not working?
Yeah.
It's like, just get your butt in here and I'll get us something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the Thursday that the governor
Colin,
came out
Garrett,
and said,
Denny,
you know,
Yeah.
we're going to shut stuff down. Friday we had the meeting with all of our guys and was
Right.
like, look, if anyone wants to hang up the tool pouch for a little bit until this all settles down,
yeah,
cool, do it.
Right.
Anyone
Yeah, I
that wants to
remember you
work,
saying, like, you didn't want to put anybody
you know,
in harm's
yeah,
way.
yeah,
You had
we'll be
kids
in
at
touch
home
because
and things of that nature.
there's moral obligation too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
me and him talked probably at least 3 times a day over that weekend.
What are we doing?
Like, what are we doing?
How
you
we
know,
doing this?
trying to play both sides. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, we want to work because we want to make sure that these guys got something to come back to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, do we want to put these guys in harm's way? What if they get their kids sick? What if, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? What if something happens to somebody? Are we going to be able to sleep at night? Like,
man.
I
all those
remember having
kinds
that
of things, man.
conversation
Like,
with you.
Yeah.
but
As well.
I know once Monday came, you know, he had the exemption letter. We had a group of guys that was like, we're working, and we didn't look back.
no.
Yeah, selfishly enough, you guys came and put some siding on my house.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
I was
Colin-
really
I think
happy.
Colin
Mrs. Jones was happy about that.
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
was.
Right.
So it's crazy, and it still even is. I mean, we're still not out of this. There's still some roadblocks that we got to go through.
Yeah.
But that's part of having good business relationships.
Yeah.
Having our hands in multiple avenues.
Yes.
You know, the new construction in Maryland helped us out a lot because Maryland wasn't going through the same restrictions that we
No,
were. You
yeah,
know,
different.
we had to mold ourselves around that. You know, we
Yeah.
had to split guys up. We had to run them with masks, put
Right.
hygiene equipment inside their
Right.
vehicles,
And manage it from a distance.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, through that, we've learned more technology
Yeah.
and to be more virtual.
Right.
Like, we can do it.
At
Yeah.
this point in time, man, go ahead and shut it down. Like
Yeah.
we will not have a hiccup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
one
I mean,
click, I
between
know you guys are-
FaceTime, everyone's got devices now. Everybody that is in one of our pickup trucks has an iPad or
Yeah.
a notebook of some kind. The guys don't even have to come into work.
No, I can control them 100%.
Yeah, we don't
from this
even
thing right
need
here.
them to come in anymore.
I think that'll be the biggest, through the storm. There's a rainbow eventually, so that'll be I think some of the positives that come out of this. But you hit on it is that we're still got some bumps ahead. I mean,
Right.
like for example with supply chain right now,
Yeah.
for the homeowners that are watching this. Some of the things are out of your control right now. Like, siding lead times are getting way out there. Shingle colors, they've dwindled those down from, what most manufacturers have is GAF has a 13 color palette. Plus they have their premiums. They are not making 7 of those colors or any premiums right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of challenges there. Prices are going up a little bit. So,
Yeah.
bids that were out earlier this summer, you guys may have to revisit that with a homeowner, or you may, hey, who knows? Maybe you guys, say, hey, we're gonna stick by it. We honor it. We're gonna get your
we'll
job
take
done.
that on the
Yeah.
chin.
But regardless, those are conversations that are still being had out there because COVID is still affecting things of that
Yeah.
nature.
I mean,
But
let's look
we're
at it
working
even
through
more
it,
into it
Win-
right now.
Windows.
We're about to have school that's about to open up, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many people that are working these jobs in the manufacturer lines, in the construction industry, how many of their kids aren't going to go back to school and they're going to have conflicts with childcare?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't just in the manufacturing holding the limits to the workforce.
But that's where
Like,
innovation is always
There's
first.
so many
Yeah.
there's so many different angles that you
Yeah.
got to look at this at.
Mm-hmm.
We are so not out of the water yet with this. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Paul,
And-
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we had a local metal manufacturer. Some of you are familiar with Fabrel.
Mhm.
They just called all their supply chain guys and said, "We are not taking any more orders." There's, we didn't get I don't think we got the clear explanation of it. But bottom line, they shut it down. They cannot fulfill orders right now, and that's just something we've never had to deal with. So.
Yeah.
So I think what it creates for you guys is, again, other new challenges when you're dealing with a homeowner that doesn't quite understand,
Yeah.
well, why not? Like, why can't I get the metal roofing that I wanted, or why can't I get the color of shingles that I wanted?
Yep.
And, just to understand it, I want, your viewers to understand is that some of these things are out of your control. So,
Right.
Sometimes contractors get a bad name or whatever because, but these are real things. These are real issues. Lumber is skyrocketing,
Yeah.
prices and stuff. So, again, it'll eventually probably, get back to where it needs to be.
Right.
But right now we got to just weather the storm
Yeah.
and trust that we've hired the right contractor to do the right job. And that's what I know when I had renovations done at my house, I didn't want to make decisions. I hired good contractors because of that. And
Yeah.
I think with like you guys, when somebody makes a decision to go with you, it's the trust factor. It's the everything. They know from start to finish that the job's going to be done right.
Yeah.
The last nail is going to be picked up out of the yard. The dumpster's going to be hauled away properly. And when you guys are going, it's like you were never there, other than you got this nice, pretty roof with
Yeah.
some nice gutters.
That's
and,
definitely
yeah.
our mission.
so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Gio, what's going on, man?
You guys want to do some shout outs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redwood. What's going on? Jared, Cody, Ryan Brunner, Samantha Brunner, Morgan, Xander Rushy watching from LA right now. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing good. Robert Scott, Eric Sowers, Ashley Reen, Brittany, Aaron Stewart. I think I got everyone in my watch party here. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Give me a wave and I'll shout you out.
David KX is out there. Becky Rao, thanks for watching. She wished me happy birthday today. Gio, Tyler, good to see you. Ray Rosilli, I was just talking about you a little bit ago. Byron, good to see you. That's Jimmy's brother. What did I saw Bobby say something there? Cumberland, Maryland. Oh, you can't be around Ty and not get motivated.
Nice.
Yeah,
Amen.
true that.
You know,
Amen.
our work looks good. Yeah, me and Bobby, we were at in Delaware last week, and we were doing some drive-throughs with Jim Roast down there. And the Lennar work down there does look phenomenal. the products, or I don't want to say are a little bit different, but it seems like when you get down into Maryland and over into Delaware, you see a lot more metal roofs with a lot more board and batten and shake, and those reds and dark blues and dark green color stuff. So it's kind of a little bit of a difference, but it's nice. They do look really good down there. The metal roofs look good. Sam, thanks for tuning in with us tonight.
What's up, Sammy?
Oh, there's Jen Kids watching. That's Jimmy Roast. Yep, Jimmy Roast, his old lady, is on here right now watching.
Good to see y'all.
Jen. She wished me happy birthday today too.
Nice.
Yeah, man, good stuff. So, like Mark was saying earlier, man, the siding has been a little bit of a hiccup to get. You got to get your orders in early to get it, hopefully at a decent time. We were having a conversation before the show. We have a customer who's a little upset about windows. Well, I mean, and we're trying to explain to them, like, it's been, I sold jobs 3 months ago that we're still waiting on windows for. That's been 12 weeks.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing
You just
special
have to
about these
understand
windows.
me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a global pandemic.
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
And
so,
but we try to do our best to communicate. I mean, that's really all we can do
we've been happy.
at this point in time. Yeah.
We love our door. We didn't have to worry about it. While we were working, they did everything.
I mean, it's stressful.
I think the communication is definitely key with anything. Just from a supply chain. If I don't communicate with you that we're having lead time issues and then you're going to look at me and go, oh well, Mark, you didn't tell me that. And same with the homeowner. You can only explain that these are the hurdles we have, and trust me at this, we're going to get you taken care of. And I know even just distribution, I mean, they're not happy about it. They want to have it out, the products out to you guys. I mean, I know with one of the winning manufacturers that we support you with, they're 22 working days out. Well, is 22 working days Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're working weekends right now. I don't think so. So again, that's a whole month, easily a month. And then till we get them in and you get them out to you guys, and that's 5 weeks. So it's definitely different.
Right, and things can change because, we've ordered windows already, and they're like, like you said, 10, 15, 21 days, but then something might happen in the manufacturer. Look, there's a hummingbird
Oh wow,
right there.
very cool.
Checking hummingbird.
It was a hummingbird.
Yeah, they hang out over there.
Cool.
I think it's the flowering mimosa trees.
Nice.
Yeah, right there.
Very cool. But something must have happened at the
Look at that on
plant.
your birthday.
You know what I mean? Where I was told that one section of the plant had to close down because there was a case of
I remember.
of COVID, and then so they closed that part of the factory down, and it's just
Unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
And at this point, that can happen any day. We talked about the kids going back to school. I think as a parent, I have 2 kids that are school age. I'm excited they're going back, but I should be prepared for any day that I get a call that, hey, we're sending the kids home today because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So again, that's something that you got to adjust and be prepared for. And the parent that, causes and raises heck about it is just not being realistic.
Yeah. I mean, I saw 2 schools just today, local, Dover and Dallastown,
I saw that.
They're about to have meetings to, I think, push to cyber.
A week out.
So,
A week out to
I mean,
school.
to college.
This is every other day. Like, we're hearing different
it's
information.
fluid.
So,
It's
at
fluid.
any point in time, man, like, parents can be dealing with, what am I going to do with my kid all day?
Yeah.
I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough that, I have teenage kids. That are pretty good at making sure that they do their work and that kind of stuff. So I'm one of the fortunate ones that it's not really going to affect me
Shout
that
out
much.
to them.
Yeah.
But what about the 7, 8-year-olds? Their parents. That,
9 and 6, buddy.
Yeah, man. Like, Mark, are you a math teacher, bro?
no.
I'm solid,
Science teacher?
Oh, dear.
How's your history?
We might
man?
throw him in the truck and take him to work with me, and we can figure that out.
Sugar in the house.
Here's the
Yeah,
iPad. Watch some cartoons, but there's no cyber school today. kid.
I don't know.
You're gonna get to
I'm
school
with
hard
you.
knocks with Pops today.
Oh, Jakey might sling some shingles or something.
Right.
He knows what he's doing.
Drop him off.
You're gonna go to your teacher's window. She's gonna show you out front. It's nice out today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a PA system and you can do karaoke. with
Lolo,
the
what's
teacher.
up, buddy?
There you go.
Good to see everyone.
Lolo's
Thanks
one of
for
our
being here.
installers in the field.
Yeah.
He does a
for
lot of
being
work
here.
for us. That guy probably puts on 300 to 400 squares of shingles a week for us.
Yep.
Oh, we love
Thank
him.
you.
He's
There we go.
yeah, he
He's a
crushes
beast.
it out there, man.
Yeah. Yep. He's a beast.
And I'll say that's something that when homeowners are looking at making decisions, I can tell you the crew that when you guys did my roof, that crew worked from early morning till the sun went down. They were still nailing on shingles. And there's something to be said about that, because you do get some of these people that will come and start a roof, and they may only work a few hours, or they may have made some promises to you that and then you get disappointed because they don't quite come through. I know your crews, man. Them guys were there working hard, and putting in a day's work
Yeah.
so they could get done my job and move on to the next
Right.
one.
Yeah.
7
And,
days a week,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah, and so props to those
Shout out
guys
to y'all.
Yeah.
for that
Good
too.
Mark Jones, you got your first groupie, man.
Oh,
Chris
Uh-oh.
Markey. What's up, Marky?
to the T.
Where's Marky at?
Marky, you gonna come over for a burger, man? It's Todd's birthday.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's
Remember.
another good local business. He takes care of you guys.
Yeah,
I know
To the
he took
T.
care of our swag here for us on that. So good for
Yeah, man.
Chris. Takes care of a lot of the locals
Yep.
with their stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's another solid business owner.
Yeah.
in the community,
Yeah.
man, for sure.
Absolutely.
I know he probably felt some struggles along the way with the COVID thing, but good that they're back up and running,
Mhm.
getting stuff done.
Yeah.
So
No, Ruby said some nice stuff.
Yeah, man.
TC Backer
Ruby.
has been very excellent.
Ruby
company
can
for you.
fish, man.
Yeah, he is a fishing
I'll tell you
coach.
what.
Working for them, and I am very proud
And a
to do
good
it.
cook.
I love you, TC Backer.
You're awesome, Ruby.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother.
Keep
Yeah, for
making
sure.
your
Thank you.
videos.
For
Yep.
sure, man.
Great videos.
So, let's bust out this rain chain, man.
no man.
Let's
Rain
bust this rain
chain.
chain
Yeah,
out.
it is gutter month.
Yeah.
So we better talk a little bit about gutters.
Here, I'll be the model.
Yeah, be the model. So it appeared that nobody really knew what a rain chain was. So
Wow.
I Amazoned one, and then Jana's like, "You need to find a place to hang this at the house."
I can make a neck of this.
So that's rain chain. So basically, that attaches to your downspout. The rain
Yeah.
comes through there, and the little buckets will fill up and go down into the next bucket, and then down into the next bucket. And I've actually seen people put flower pots and let them overflow into that little plate that you put on the
Yeah.
bottom of a flower pot, and it just kind of creates a little waterfall, and they make noise. I think they originated in Japan, just for the sound of it, almost like a wind chime
Yeah.
kind of thing, and meditation, and it's just real peaceful to watch, I guess, while it's raining and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've seen these operate. It's not like the water goes gushing down through. It really
Yeah.
does take a little while. So when you got like these townships that are a little weird about water runoff and stuff,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it just like gushing out.
Right, right.
I mean,
No, it's really crazy how the water just follows
Yeah,
it down.
it does.
I mean, it's crazy. You can YouTube a video, watch them. I mean, they're great. I mean, and I'm not trying to sell these. I just wanted someone to show us a picture of their rain chain,
Yeah.
so they could end up getting the $25 Hive coffee.
Good
gift
Yeah.
card. Yeah. So there it is. That's the rain chain.
Nice.
Obviously, if anyone would want one installed, we could do that too. You can go on Amazon. That's where I got that. They have all kinds of them on there. YouTube a video of it to see how it works. I think it would work great in an area where someone had like a sunroom
Yeah.
that didn't have a basement, or like this garage area here, or something with a patio.
Yeah.
That way you wouldn't have to worry about water getting in your basement or something like that. So if you had a 4-season room or a patio, and where you could watch it, see it from inside while it was raining, and
Yeah.
you just kind of watch it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of meditative, or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Definitely good stuff.
yeah, man.
We like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So do you got some bullet points on some?
I do. I did some when I was asked to come on the show tonight. I just wanted to be prepared, so I did. I did make some notes here. So some of the things I found out that's important about gutters that some of which I knew and some of which I didn't, but one thing with the gutters is just your landscape in general, just making sure you have the proper setup for your gutters. I noticed at my house, like to still get my gutters done, is that they didn't put a downspout in the one spot, and that spot has a tendency to erode my landscaping. So right there, just cosmetically, something like that it just bugs me,
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, when I get my gutters redone, I want to make sure you guys put a downspout there to get the waters out of there. Another thing that keep in mind is it's important to get that water runoff away from the house, because of it could get in your basement, could cause issues there. We have a tendency to think that not to think about stuff like that, but that is important to get that water away from the foundation.
Absolutely.
It's bad for concrete, it's bad for cement. So those are some of the things that came up along the way. And then just like maybe somebody's not really ready to do their gutters, but you guys, I'm sure at any given time would do even maintenance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go out there, check the
Absolutely.
seams, check the boxes, the gutter boxes, and even a loose downspout that might not be up properly or something, or maybe the wind blew the straps off or something like that. All that stuff's important going into winter, because that's when the most damage happens, right?
Absolutely.
You start getting water damming, freeze and thaw. You get a lot going on up there, and if you don't have that stuff taken care of and buttoned up before the weather turns,
Absolutely.
Especially if you have an older house that has an older roof on it, before the codes came out, where you had to have ice and water shield, up past your
water damming is a huge, ice damming I should call it, is
Right.
It actually is a lot of people don't even think about this for insurance purposes. Ice damming is definitely something that in Pennsylvania, being that we do have hard winters at times, is you can get ice damming, which can cause some serious damage. So if you do get a leak in your house and you do have some damage, check these guys out and maybe even talk to your insurance adjuster, because it could be an insurance issue too. So, but those are things that I looked up and researched about gutters. It's pretty cut and dry. I mean, they do look nice when they're nice and shiny and new. And I know some people power wash them and they kind of get them clean. But again, I just recommend when you're getting that roof redone, that's a great opportunity.
Absolutely. If your roof is ready to be replaced, 9 tenths out of 10 your gutters are as well. You got spike and ferrule, shanks, fasteners holding your gutters up. And like you said, the weight of the snow and the ice pulling that down, what's happening is water's getting behind your gutters, and then that creates into fascia board damage. All kinds of stuff. Then you're talking about replacing your fascia board, soffit fascia, not just your roof. You know what I mean? So if you can stay out in front of that, and like you had mentioned, right before winter's the time to have someone come out and inspect your gutters.
Get your inspection for fall.
Exactly. We'll clean your gutters. We'll seal your end caps, your inside, your outside miter boxes. Clean your downspouts. Make sure your downspouts are attached to the wall. And then if you're interested, we can put gutter guards so you don't ever have to clean them again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of varieties of gutter guards out there, but I know you guys really are firm believers in the brand that you use, because there's ones that, you can save a little bit of money at your Lowe's and Home Depot. Trust me, usually those aren't the best options out there. They're more price point items that, yes, a homeowner can install them, but down the road, you're probably going to be disappointed by the fact that
you're going to be up there cleaning leaves off them.
Yeah. I mean, the grade of product that you guys sell and install is truly going to be that best maintenance-free option versus the stuff that you can get off the shelf at big box.
60 gallons a minute, man.
That's right.
60 gallons a minute runs through that micro mesh, and there's no organic material that goes through there.
No, man.
Wow, that's awesome.
No, it's pretty impressive. It's the mesh is actually 440 microns. It's made out of surgical stainless steel.
Wow.
The whole body is made out of aluminum. It comes with a 20-year guarantee. It's same as basically your gutters or your roof. So basically, it's a one and done. One and done.
We're excited.
Yeah.
I want the rain to come.
I want to see it too, man.
And I've seen, I've seen the opposite side of that, where you go to some of these home shows and these guys are selling you this elaborate system, and it may be it's a little overkill for what you even probably need. and then you go and get an estimate on it, and they want $20,000 to put this gutter system in it, and you're like, and if you're not paying attention, now you just overspent for something, So you got to have that happy medium as far as what's effective.
Right.
What am I getting for the price that I'm actually paying for?
Right.
Three estimates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't
Three
pay,
estimates,
don't
guys.
fall into those traps either.
Yeah, you should always get 3 estimates.
Nice.
You know, not necessarily always go with the cheapest guy, not always necessarily go with the most expensive guy. Usually I think most people are comfortable with going with the guy in between, but there's questions you should also ask those contractors. Are they licensed in the state? Or do they have their insurances? What certifications do they have?
Are they ever leaving?
Right, like how long have you been in business?
No, I mean that's a big thing for people, man. They start jobs and you think they're going to be done because you think it should only take this long, or your neighbor got it done. I'm a homeowner. I've been taken advantage of.
Right.
Now that I know you, but we're just like we don't know.
Right.
And then we find out, and then people are here, and then you can't even get somebody else in that process. You got to go through this
Yeah.
whole process.
Right.
It's better to measure, get the 3 estimates, listen to them,
Yeah.
and ask them when they're leaving.
And don't hesitate to obviously a high end referral is always your best
Yeah.
lead from but I know at Myers we have a tendency to we spread the love out to our contractors. We don't but we do have ones that we really know that are going to do a good job, so don't be scared to stop in old John H. Myers and talk to the guys at the counter there if you're just not sure, and just get some referrals there too, because we're working with our local contractors and guys that are working with us, and we have that relationship with. So obviously, when we refer you, you're going to be a high-end referral. I just gave you a referral tonight, by the way.
So good, like their Facebook page, John H. Myers.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
got the Facebook, we
Yeah.
got the Instagram.
Do you get Facebook page at Myers?
Myers does, not Mark Jones.
Yeah,
personally, but
this guy never had Facebook. Okay, this poor guy never has saw one of our shows, and had enough courage to come on tonight.
Thanks for
man,
coming
And acts
on.
like he's a pro.
I would like to. Maybe you'll have me back. I could model
We will.
the next.
I definitely enjoyed this, and I don't know why I haven't thought about it sooner.
Nah, it's cool.
They're good
I
at what they do. They
Yeah.
don't have to worry about thinking about it. Obviously, you can tell your passion. You've earned your spot,
Yeah,
and now people get to see. What.
Nah,
you deliver.
this is awesome, man. You guys have a great format here. I think it was. I wasn't sure what to
That's
expect,
That's
but
Gio, man.
oh my,
Yeah.
Gio's here.
Gio's stopping in with the fresh kicks.
Yeah, man.
I see you with them bread 11.
Nice. Here, have a seat. Have a seat right here, bro.
Come around.
What's going on? Good to see you.
man. Thanks for
What's up,
stopping in. Cool.
I can get on, man.
Look at this, man of the hour.
Yeah,
Just got back from Maryland. This is one of my guys that works in the field in Maryland.
yeah,
This guy puts in countless hours, sacrifices more than any man that I know.
yeah,
As far as what he does to feed his family and all that kind of stuff, man.
yes.
I preach it all the time up here. We're nothing without these guys, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is, man. It's Gio, you weren't here earlier, but like us at Myers, it continues to go down the chain. It starts at a process of an order being handed off, but then it's our guys getting out to the field to you guys and making sure we safely get the product up on the roof so that your guys can do their job, and it's just we all feed off
Yeah,
of each
man.
other.
Yeah, man.
And it's been great. It's
It,
been
it
really
takes
great.
all of us. I couldn't do what we do without Gio, without the Mark Joneses, without
Sleep, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but
gotta get the
sometimes
job
I
done.
just don't want to go back over there again tomorrow.
Right.
And finish up something that I could get done that day, and then tomorrow I jump somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That's good work ethic.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's my work
100%.
ethic. Yeah, so.
Yep.
100%. And I'd imagine that you carry that work ethic. You probably got that from somewhere.
Yeah,
And you're
I
probably
learned that
doing
from
that
my
because you
uncles,
got
yeah.
you got little eyes that are watching you.
Yeah, I got
You know
my
what
son
mean?
who's behind me, so I gotta,
Right.
show him the right path.
Absolutely.
Hopefully
And
he
I
picks that
remember
up.
we had that show with Eric. You know what I mean? And I guarantee that's the same thing
Yeah,
for you.
my
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You want little
when
Gio to get that
my
same
son
work
was there,
ethic.
he used to see me get up at like 5:30. I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I was like, "Yo, you want to go with me?" He said, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
But he's watching. He called me. He's like, "Where are you at?" Then I like show him pictures. "Oh, I'm up here doing this." Aren't
Yeah.
you scared? Or like when I'm in the forklift,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
big
man.
the skyjacks. He's
Yeah,
like,
man.
"Aren't you scared?" Like, no. You're gonna learn one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, and that's
you
what's
rely on
up.
your training and your safety equipment
Yeah.
and everything, man. It's,
Yeah.
You know, we got a good safety program.
Mm-hmm.
The guys always have all the safety equipment they need. I know he's very, very good at making sure that the guys that he works with, they have their proper equipment.
Yeah.
He will not let them go on the roof without their rope.
Awesome.
I mean, it's just
That's good.
that's what the lead guys are. That's their jobs. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that everyone's going home to their families at the end of the day.
Yes.
If that means that you're not going to get something done today, that's what that means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, first and foremost, safety first, and then, then quality. Anthony passed behind him, you know what I mean? Because for years it was always quality, and of course I was younger too, and I wasn't brought up. I was brought up with the wooden pump jacks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you can't. I think they're illegal to use on job sites. You know what I mean? So I grew up where you had 2x4s staked into the ground, so your pine, white pine or spruce, was bent so much you were afraid it was going to break. So the ground guy is literally pushing the pole over and trying to get a nail in it to keep it, and then staking it into the ground. And they worked half the time, and sometimes you'd release the brake and they would fall straight to the ground, and the other guy was still holding on to the pole. But those were that's so as the times go on and things evolve, safety is a big factor, and especially it's health and safety.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now we got the COVID, so we got to keep that in mind. Keeping sanitation devices accessible for the guys, and but the ropes. We had all the new shirts made. It says safety first on the back of them, and our gaiters and stuff that Chris Markey had made us. But what I'm trying to do is put a subliminal message in everyone's mind. How can Rudabird work next to you all day long and not be safe if he sees safety first all day long? I mean,
well, that's something that we practice. As soon as we get up, we have our hard hats right next to us. So as soon as we jump up, hard hats, safety, harness, and let's go.
Yeah, man. And
I'd imagine, like you said, Ty, like you say in our meetings, at the beginning of the day, when you're riding to your first stop, you probably shouldn't have any safety equipment on you. But once you get to that first stop, you put that harness on, man.
Yeah.
That sucker probably doesn't come off the rest of the day. I mean,
it depends, because remember sometimes we gotta hike.
Sometimes you guys, he does cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. From Northern Virginia to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in one day.
When you look at corporate America, man, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, I look at a company like us, like we're a bunch of different operating companies. That Myers is just one of many operating companies we have all throughout the United States. But I can tell you, safety meetings are like, even sales guys like me, I'm thinking, why do I gotta be in a safety meeting? Because I drive in a truck, but you know what? Everybody sits there.
Everyone knows it.
And there's a reason for it, and you might not know it then, but eventually it might might hit you that, even me understanding the safety measures that you guys want from your guys, making sure we can maybe even supply you with that equipment, the harnesses, the lanyards, the tie-offs, whatever it may be, we got to be thinking with what the OSHA and those entities want for you guys.
Yeah, and it's ever evolving, man. It's evolving all the time. As soon as you think that you got it nailed down, they change something. They figure out a better way to do it, a safer way to do it.
Right.
And now you're going through all your courses again. Coming up with new ideas. I mean, and that's never going to change. That's never going to change.
And that goes back to just the organization part, communication part, the culture part. You're teaching that culture as we want to be safe. We don't want to make a phone call. And I think we talk to our drivers about that with taking deliveries out. Like once you start operating that crane, you've taken on the responsibility of everybody up on that roof. Because if you swing that thing the wrong way and hit one of these guys and knock them onto the ground, that's it. Same with power lines. We talk about power lines a lot. You get guys that, they're, man, I really want you to get the shingles up there. And it's like, but I don't want to have to make a phone call that my guy just fried one of your guys or their whole crew.
Or fried the whole truck.
Or himself.
Or, these pieces of equipment are $300,000, but you can't put a cost on a life, So we take safety very, very seriously, and it's nice when we have customers that do the same thing because, we're not going to be gazillionaires through all this. We're out there trying to feed our families and get home safe. And that's
it,
huge,
man.
Huge.
And we're trying to improve the quality of our lives, not ruin it.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And really, we had a meeting the other day about that. It's like, isn't that what we're all really trying to do? Is just improve the quality, not just our lives, but our families' lives. That's why we come to work every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's what it comes down to. We don't come to work to be miserable. We come to work to feel like we're a part of something, the camaraderie and the fellowship and the belongingness, you know, that we feel like we belong somewhere and take pride in what we do and feel good when we get home at night because we feel like we accomplished something, that we're a part of something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the culture we're trying to develop. Like, you know, do we have bad days? Of course we have bad days. Does work suck? Of course. That's why it's called work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Gio's a perfect example of that. I mean, this dude's got a smile on his face. I don't care if it's 5:30 in the morning or 9:30 at night. This dude's got a smile on his face.
100%, man.
You know what I mean? And he loves what he does. He loves the reward that it gives him. You know, he's providing for his family. It gives him that self-esteem of self-worthiness, you know, of just being a man, you know, and providing for his family and being a part of a huge family here.
Right.
You know, when he can't be with his family every night like some of us can be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think the fun thing is when we get together at like Christmas time and stuff like that, and we all get to break bread together.
Yeah.
And, you know, just get to know each other a little bit outside of work. And, you know, I know your guys, they bring in some of the, you know, the Spanish culture food. The program went to
I know,
shit.
right?
Well, you guys look good over here.
We look good over here? Okay, maybe it's just mine.
I'm glad.
So, I guess we can probably wrap up. I'm going to wrap us up here.
Cool. All right, go ahead. You're good.
We're all good?
Yep.
So yeah, just to circle back here real quick, if anyone out there is watching, is looking for a job, hit me up on Facebook, hit my cell phone up, 717-916-0732. Any kind of construction experience, driver's license is a must. You got to have a driver's license. If you have not followed the page, like the page, please like the page. Hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live. Share this out. Even if there's nothing on this show that you think yourself you could use, you never know who's on your friends list or who's on your friends' list that this could benefit. Hit that share button. It only takes 2 seconds, and you could be helping people, man. Episode 35 next week.
Yeah.
Episode 35 already.
Yeah.
Victor's in the house here.
What's up,
We got all
man?
kinds of people stopping by here. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week, next Wednesday, 7 o'clock for episode 35.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.